So once upon a time, in the heart of a vast and ancient jungle, there lived a magnificent elephant. He was strong and wise, his tusks gleaming like ivory swords, and he was known throughout the jungle as Kavi the Magnificent. But despite his imposing size and strength, deep down inside, Kavi was a gentle soul who loved nothing more than basking in the warm glow of friendship. One day, as Kavi was taking his usual stroll through the jungle, he noticed a tiny mouse darting about on the forest floor. The little mouse was quick and agile, scampering up trees and squeezing through narrow crevices with ease. Kavi couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder at the little creature's energy and enthusiasm. So he decided to have a little fun at the mouse's expense, trying to catch him with his massive tusks. But the little mouse was too quick for Kavi, and he found himself missing time and time again. As the game continued, the mouse began to tire, and eventually he tripped over a fallen log, sending him tumbling onto his back. Seeing that the mouse was trapped, Kavi stopped playing and gently lifted him up with his trunk. The mouse looked up at Kavi with wide eyes, expecting the worst. But instead of harming him, Kavi asked him a question. "Who are you, little mouse? Why do you live in this dangerous jungle?" The mouse took a deep breath and replied, "My name is Lumo, and I live here because it's my home. There's nowhere else I'd rather be." Kavi considered this. For a moment, he understood the importance of home and belonging, and he admired Lumo's courage and determination to stay in the jungle despite the dangers that lurked around every corner. From that day forward, an unusual friendship blossomed between the mighty elephant and the tiny mouse. They would spend their days exploring the jungle together, sharing stories and laughter along the way. Kavi would use his strength to help Lumo reach places he could never go alone, while Lumo would use his knowledge of the forest to guide Kavi away from danger. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day, proving that friendship can blossom in the most unexpected of places. But their idyllic friendship was put to the ultimate test when one fateful day, Kavi and Lumo were separated. Kavi was captured by a group of ruthless hunters who wanted to take him away from his home in the jungle. They had set traps all throughout the forest, waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. And when they finally got their chance, they pounced, trapping Kavi in a net so tight he couldn't move. Despite his strength and power, Kavi was helpless as the hunters approached him, ready to do their worst. As Lumo scurried through the forest, desperately searching for his friend, he could hear the distant sound of Kavi's roars echoing through the trees. Fear clutched at his heart. But he knew he had to stay focused if he was going to save his friend. Finally, he spotted Kavi in the distance, trapped and surrounded by the hunters. With a newfound determination, Lumo raced toward his friend, ready to do whatever it took to help him escape. But as he got closer, he realized that he was too small to do anything on his own. All the ropes and chains that bound Kavi were too thick for him to chew through, and he didn't have the strength to pull them apart with his teeth. Just when Lumo was about to give up hope, he remembered something Kavi had once told him. "Even the smallest of creatures can be strong," he said. "It's not the size that matters, but the courage and determination in your heart." These words gave Lumo a new lease on life. He might be small, but he was brave, and he wasn't about to let his friend down. He took a deep breath and started chewing on the nearest rope, biting down as hard as he could. At first, the rope seemed impossible to chew through, but Lumo didn't give up. He kept biting and chewing, and slowly but surely, he made a small hole in the rope. Then another hole, and then another. Before he knew it, he had chewed through the entire rope and Kavi was free. The other ropes were just as tough, but Lumo refused to give up. He kept biting and chewing, and soon enough, the second rope was broken, and then the third, and then the fourth, until every single rope binding Kavi was chewed through by the time Lumo finished chewing through the last rope. Kavi was weak and exhausted from struggling against the ropes. But now that he was free, he quickly recovered his strength and used his tusks to break the chains holding his legs, with the hunters nowhere in sight. Kavi and Luma wasted no time in making their escape. The two friends ran as fast as they could, dodging trees and leaping over logs until they finally reached the safety of the thick forest. Once they were far away from the hunters, Kavi turned to Lumo and said, "You saved my life, little friend. I don't know what I would have done without you." Lumo smiled and replied, "We make a great team, Kavi. Together we can overcome anything." And as they embraced, they knew that their friendship would last forever. Kavi learned that day that strength comes in all shapes and sizes, and that sometimes the smallest of creatures can be the bravest of them all. As for Lumo, he learned that true friendship means standing by your friend's side no matter what, and that even the mightiest of elephants need a little help sometimes. From that day on, Kavi and Lumo's friendship became a legend in the jungle. The other animals would gather around and listen to their amazing tales of bravery and adventure, inspiring them to be better friends and braver explorers themselves. And so the tale of the elephant and the mouse serves as a reminder that true friendship knows no bounds and that even the smallest of creatures can make the biggest difference. If you enjoyed this delightful story about the unlikely friendship between a mighty elephant and a tiny mouse, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more captivating animal tales. You can also show your support by sharing the video with your friends and family members who love heartwarming stories. If you have your own heartwarming story you'd like to share, please comment below. Who knows, your story might just inspire someone else the way the elephant and the mouse inspired you. So keep being kind to others and never underestimate the power of friendship. Until next time, happy adventuring!